Let us talk about internal working of list in Python. A list mainly uses array as an underlying data structure. What do we mean by array? In arrays, everything is stored at contiguous location. In Python list, we allow different types of items as well. For example, in this list, I have 10, 20, GF, these are string, right? These are integers, this is a boolean value. So how is it managed? In Python, every variable or every member of a list is actually reference, right? So when we say an array underlying, this array is an array of references. This array stores references to these items, and these items are stored at different locations. See, these references must be stored at contiguous locations because the underlying data structure is array, but the actual items might not be at contiguous locations. List container is a dynamic sized array, right? So it allows you to dynamically insert and delete items also. Since it allows you dynamically insert items and dynamic insertion has to be efficient, it might pre-allocate extra memory also, right? So that insertions can happen faster. We are soon going to discuss this thing in detail. So there might be some extra blocks also when you create a list so that future additions can happen faster. Now the question arises, what are the advantages of this contiguous memory location? What are the main advantages of this array data structure which we have as a list in Python, as array list and other containers in Java and in all programming languages? See, the advantages are random access. That's the biggest advantage you get with array structure, right? List is mainly an array. What do we mean by random access? If I want to get ith item, right, and these items are indexed in arrays, right? So in list also 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have seen that we can access these items using indexing. When I say this is the list and I want to get the item list of 2 or list of any index I, this is what is random access. I can get the ith item in constant time. How is it possible? See, you have a structure where if you know this address, right, and you know these are all references, they are all of same size. So using some computations, you can know the address of any item, right? You take this base address, take the size of individual block, multiply it with I, and you can know the address of ith item, right? And you can go to that address and get the reference, and using the reference you get the actual item, right? That's what is called random access, and random access is not there in all the containers. For example, set and dictionaries, they don't have random access. With list, you can get the any item at any position in constant time by doing some address computations initially. The other advantage of this array structure or list structure is cache friendliness. What do we mean by cache friendliness? There is a concept called locality of reference. And what CPUs do when they fetch an item, they store the data in cache memory, and they also store pre-fetch the nearby location data using the locality of reference concept. And in case of list or arrays, these items are stored at contiguous locations. So when you are traversing through a list, it's very likely possible that these references are already there in the cache. So cache misses are going to be less if you have at contiguous location items. So that's another advantage. This advantage is not there when you have data structures which are based on linked lists. For example, deck container that we are going to discuss in upcoming videos in Python. It's not based on array, it's based on doubly linked list. So you don't get these advantages of random access and cache friendliness with deck. You get these advantages only with list. Since there are advantages of list container, there must be some disadvantages also. That's why we have other containers like set, dictionary, deck. So disadvantages are insertions, deletions and search. These three operations are slower. If you compare list with a set container, set is unordered, right? You don't have any predefined order, but you can quickly search, insert and delete item in set. Search, insert, delete are really faster compared to list. Insertion, if you, for example, insert an item at the beginning, and since these references have to be at contiguous locations, to insert an item at the beginning, you need to move every item one position ahead, right? So say if I want to insert a new item here at 5. So what I'll do, I'll move 10 here, 20 here, GFG here, then 40 here, then true here at the next location. And that all is clearly linear time. Same is the case with deletion. If I want to delete 10, I'll have to move everything one location back. So insertions, deletions take linear time. Search operation, if you have list sorted, then you can use binary search, but if the list is not sorted, then you will have to linearly search that item. So search is also linear. Set is really fast compared to list. Let us now understand how dynamic size things work in case of list. It's a general concept. It's there in C++, it's there in Java. In C++ we have vectors which dynamically grow when you add more items. In Java, we have array list. If you add more items, array lists automatically grow the underlying size, right? Underlying array size. Same thing happens with Python. There is an underlying array data structure, which is contiguous block of memory, which stores the references of items. When your list becomes full, this underlying block of memory is replaced with a larger block. That's the simple idea. So we pre-allocate some space. Say for example, we allocate a space for 10 elements initially. See, the implementations may vary from different versions of Python or different implementations of Python, and in different programming languages also. But the concept is general. So I'm assuming here some numbers which are not any implementation specific. I'm just giving you an idea. So let's say we have an implementation that pre-allocates memory for 10 items, right? So when you are adding 1000 items to a list one by one, how internally array will be allocated? It will be allocating memory for 10 items initially. So when you add 10 items, they will be quickly added at the end because you have block of memory allocated for 10 items. So your first item will go easily, second will go easily. In fact, first 10 items will go easily. Now when you insert 11th item, in that case what will happen? This old block of memory will be deallocated and a new block of memory will be allocated of double the size, and 11 will then be inserted. Also, please note that in Python, the way I have written these 1 to 10, there I've written numbers here. That's how we written in the earlier examples also. But these blocks of memory, these individual cells, they store references to these items. The actual items are stored at different locations. The actual items need not to be at contiguous location, right? Because in Python, everything is a reference. But for ease of writing here, I have written this way. I have written the actual items here. So once this becomes full, we allocate memory of double size. Here I have assumed that X is double. So when it becomes full, we allocate space for large size. We copy the old space and we free the old space. So this space is free. And here I have considered X as free. X as 2. So value of X again changes from language to language or implementation to implementation. According to Wikipedia, the value of X for Python implementation is 1.125, not 2. I'm here considering 2 for ease of understanding. So we double the size, we insert 11, and now from 11 to 20, all items are going to be inserted very easily without any problem. Now when you try to insert 21st item, you will again double the size, right? And then from 21st to 40th items will be inserted easily. Then from 40th to items onward, you will again double the size, right? When you try to insert 41st item, right? And then 41st to 80th would be inserted easily. So that's how Python lists allow you to dynamically add items because they internally allocate memory of larger size, free the old space, copy the items, and you can insert as many items as you want. Let's now understand time complexity of this append operation. We are going to see some great results. Even if you are doubling the size and you are copying the old items, the average time complexity or amortized time for inserting items is going to be constant. So we are considering these assumptions, although not true in case of Python implementation, but we are trying to understand the general idea of dynamic size arrays here. Let's say initial capacity is n might be any number, and we double the size. As I said earlier, according to Wikipedia, we don't double, we do 1.125 times multiplication. So, but we are assuming double the size to get the idea. So if you follow this concept and if you try to append items one by one, what happens here? When you try to find out average of inserting n plus 1 items, what do you get? You get the time as theta 1, theta 1, theta 1 added how many times? N times, right? Because first 10 items can be added without any problem. We have initial capacity as n. Now when you try to insert n plus 1th item, your last item is going to take theta n time. So there are theta 1 terms, these terms are n terms, right? And then this is a last insertion, last append, which is going to take theta n time. and total insertions that we did was n plus 1. So we divide the total time by total number of insertions, and this sum is theta n clearly, right? N times theta 1, so theta n. Now theta n plus theta n is theta n, and this is also theta n. We divide theta n by theta n, we get the time complexity is theta 1. So time complexity of list append operation is constant, but please remember it's only appending at the end. If you try to insert an item in the middle, that's going to take linear time in the worst case. For example, if you try to insert an item at the beginning, that's going to take linear, but appending at the end or adding at the end is always a constant time. Similarly, removing the last item, which is pop operation, is also constant time in Python, and your list, even if it shrinks internally, that's also going to take the constant time using the same logic. So it's going to shrink after certain intervals, not in every operation, right? So pop and append both are constant on average, and you have random access, you have cache friendliness. All these advantages are there in the list. The disadvantages are insert and delete are costly. Search is also costly when you don't have sorted data, and these disadvantages are covered by set. So set is another container which we are going to discuss. It does not have random access, does not have any order, but it allows you to quickly search, insert and delete items.